Jacob Fatu helps Roman Reigns dethrone Drew McIntyre. Plan changes for Saturday night's main event canceled. John Cena shows up to WWE Performance Center tryout as a surprise coach. The WWE planning massive changes in 2026. AJ Styles expected to wrestle in TNA again before retiring. CM Punk wants to join John Cena in the DC universe, and much more, starting with plan changes for Saturday night's main event canceled. The upcoming Saturday night's main event show was set to undergo a major change. However, this change has reportedly been canceled. The next Saturday night's main event show is set to take place on January 24th at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. There will be a #1 contenders fatal four-way match to determine who will face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble 2026. Also, Rio will defend the Women's Tag Team Championships against the Judgment Day. The show was supposed to undergo a massive change, but that might not happen. According to reports from WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select, there were discussions within WWE to alter the start time for Saturday night's main event. The discussions were about moving the show up an hour due to UFC's debut on Paramount+, which will begin at 9 p.m. However, SNME will now begin at its normal start time. It is also reported that WWE and UFC previously moved some events around for what a TKO rep called corporate synergy. After Drew McIntyre won the WWE Championship last week on SmackDown, WWE is already scrambling to find a new challenger. Therefore, last week on the Blue Brand, Nick Aldis announced that there would be a #1 contenders tournament this week, with the winners competing in a fatal four-way match at SNME on January 24th. Randy Orton will face The Miz, while Matt Cardona will face off against Trick Williams. Damian Priest will also collide with Solo Sikoa. Perhaps the most anticipated match of this tournament will be Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. It will be interesting to see who will challenge Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship at Royal Rumble 2026. Chris Jericho's WWE update. Chris Jericho has been rumored to make his long-awaited return to WWE soon following his rumored departure from All Elite Wrestling. However, a major update regarding his situation with the Jacksonville-based company has come into light recently. It was heavily rumored that Jericho's contract with All Elite Wrestling was set to expire at the end of December 2025. Many believe that he will leave the Tony Khan-led company then and make the jump to WWE within the next few days. However, Chris Jericho didn't appear at the January 5th episode of Monday Night Raw, a show he was heavily rumored to return on. To make the situation even more complicated, Jericho is still listed as an active member of the men's roster on AEW's official website. It will be interesting to see what this means for the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla and the speculations regarding his WWE return. Fans around the world were almost convinced that Jericho will be making his return at the first Monday Night Raw of 2026. General Manager Adam Pearce also teased his return by using one of his catchphrases during an Instagram reel. However, fans were let down after the former undisputed WWE champion didn't make an appearance on the show. There is a chance that Pearce's tease was a ruse, and Jericho is scheduled to make his return at a different date. One such date could be the upcoming Royal Rumble event in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on January 31st. WWE always try to make their events as big as possible when they are being hosted in Saudi Arabia. Triple H could shock the world by having the Y2J return during the men's Royal Rumble match during the event. Fans are very excited for the upcoming Royal Rumble PLE. It will be exciting to see who will win this year's men's and women's Rumble matches. The WWE planning massive changes in 2026. WWE have a huge year ahead of them, as 2026 has just started. After dealing with a lot of backlash from the fan side, it is believed that the company is planning some major changes going ahead. As part of such changes, the promotion is hosting their tryouts this week and have invited a lot of independent wrestlers. This is the first instance since 2022 where the Stamford-based company has invited indie wrestlers for their tryouts. In a recent report by the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online, Brian Alvarez has reported that the company is planning to host a lot more tryouts this year. He further stated that the entertainment juggernaut is on the lookout for talented wrestlers who are in a good shape and can cut good promos. We are told that WWE will be holding significantly more tryouts this year, and like this most recent set, they are back to looking for in-shape indie talent who can work and cut good promos, said Alvarez. It will be interesting to see if any future main eventers will be scouted from these upcoming tryouts. AJ Styles expected to wrestle in TNA again before retiring. The hype surrounding AJ Styles' return to TNA wrestling just got even louder, because according to a new backstage update, we may be seeing much more than just a cameo. According to Bodyslam.net, several people within WWE believe that the Phenomenal One will wrestle in TNA again before he officially retires, potentially as soon as sometime in 2026. While his January 15th appearance on the debut episode of TNA IMPACT on AMC hasn't been confirmed as an in-ring return, insiders are reportedly confident that Styles' TNA homecoming is not just symbolic. The report noted that several people within WWE expect Styles to lace up his boots in TNA before walking away from the ring, which would mark a full-circle moment in his legendary career. This comes just months after Styles surprised the wrestling world by endorsing Leon Slater at TNA Slammiversary, and mere hours before TNA's long-awaited TV reboot premieres on AMC. With a stacked card and massive eyes on the product, Styles' return, even in a non-wrestling role, adds serious star power. But if the WWE sources are right, fans might want to hold out hope for one more phenomenal match in the promotion that made him a global star. Would you want to see AJ Styles have one final TNA match? CM Punk wants to join John Cena in the DC universe. CM Punk isn't ruling out a future on-screen reunion with John Cena, and this time, it might not be in a wrestling ring. Speaking with MovieWeb, Punk was asked whether he'd be excited to join Cena in the Peacemaker universe, possibly playing a character opposite him in a future DCU project spearheaded by James Gunn. Punk didn't hesitate to show his interest and even hinted that a reunion with Cena seems inevitable, one way or another. "Oh, I would be a fool to say it didn't," Punk said when asked if acting with Cena in the DCU would excite him. "You know, I think me and John are going to work together again. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know for who." He went on to praise the creative direction of Peacemaker under James Gunn, and compared Gunn's process to that of a wrestling booker, someone who casts characters based on a long-term vision. James Gunn is like a booker, right? He's going to have a vision for certain characters and certain people, Punk explained. "If I ever fit one of those visions, man, I'll do what I can to make sure I can secure the role." Despite having made his name in wrestling, Punk made it clear that joining Cena on screen in a major acting project would be more than just a cool cameo. It'd be a career highlight. To work with John in that capacity would kind of be a dream. Whether or not it actually happens remains to be seen. But with Cena established in the DCU and Punk increasingly visible in film and television, the possibility of seeing these two in the DC universe feels more realistic than ever. John Cena shows up to WWE Performance Center tryout as a surprise coach. WWE's latest Performance Center tryouts just got a major upgrade because John Cena was in the building. In a surprise development on January 15th, 2026, undefeated Mexican MMA fighter Regina Taryn took to Instagram to reveal that Cena served as the coach for promo class during her WWE tryout. The post included a photo of Taryn alongside the 17-time world champion, with the caption, "Today I have a promo day in WWE tryout. Coach John Cena." Cena's involvement wasn't previously advertised, making his appearance all the more impactful for the aspiring superstars in attendance. Known as one of the best talkers in WWE history, Cena's guidance on promos is a rare and valuable opportunity for any prospect looking to make an impression. This week's tryout camp already had buzz due to its stacked participant list, including Joshua Hillen, America's strongest veteran, James Carnick, Canadian basketball standout, and Regina Taryn herself, a 21-year-old undefeated MMA fighter from Mexico. Now, with Cena stepping into a coaching role, at least for the day, the bar just got raised for everyone in the class. WWE has been recruiting heavily from across athletic disciplines, and adding Cena into the mix only reinforces how seriously the company is taking this next generation of talent. What do you think of John Cena helping coach WWE's next class of recruits? And could Regina Taryn be a breakout star in the making? Omos is finally returning to the ring. Omos is a WWE star whom fans have really missed on their television. Now, there has been a major announcement about him that has given fans hope about what's next for him. While Omos was immediately successful in Japan when he headed there, the star had to give up his championship very soon after that, as WWE decided to call him back. One would have thought this meant the star would be prominently featured once the company realized how popular he was with fans, but that has not been the case. Since being called back, he has made very few appearances at all. He made his debut for AAA at Triplemania 33, where he won the 2025 Bardo Cup. He also attacked Dragon Lee in December during the Stars match against El Hijo del Vikingo, helping him win. Now he will be appearing on a AAA again this week, live on Fox Tubi and Fox One. There, it is likely the star will appear more in AAA. Don't miss this Saturday Omos completely live at 8 p.m. on Fox Tubi and Fox One, and at 9 p.m. on Fox. Lucha Libre AAA every Saturday on Fox. While his appearances in AAA are suitable for the star, they do not necessarily mean the star will have more matches in WWE. Hopefully, the star impresses during this run and leads to more plans for him in the future in the company overall. For the moment, it's unclear what will happen next, but it seems he has teamed up with Vikingo. Jeff Hardy gets brutally incapacitated in an ambush on TNA. TNA World Tag Team Champions Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy got ambushed on the company's debut show show on the AMC TV network. The attack also saw Jeff getting brutally incapacitated by the attackers, who chained his ear. The Hardys had teamed up with Elijah to face Jason Hotch, John Schuyler, and Mustafa Ali. The Order 4 members tried their best, but eventually failed to win the match. Right after their victory, the Hardys got attacked by the Righteous. The assailants got Matt Hardy in the middle of the ring, and when Jeff Hardy tried to help, a chain was passed through his earlobe hole by Vincent, and he was secured to a corner of the ring with a padlock and a chair. Vincent then climbed onto the top rope of the opposite corner and landed a swanton bomb on Matt Hardy. Following this, Vincent told Jeff that he and his teammate Dutch would defeat them at Genesis and become the new TNA World Tag Team Champions. This was a shocking turn from the Righteous. The inaugural AMC TV episode of Impact saw Frankie Kazarian defend the TNA World Championship against Mike Santana. The champ tried his best to continue his first ever world title run in the company, but ended up losing the match. With this, Santana has won the World Championship again after losing it to Kazarian back in November 2025, when the 48-year-old had used his call your shot privilege. Ahead of this encounter, Frankie Kazarian delivered a backstage promo that saw AJ Styles walk into the frame. He tried to ward the Phenomenal One off, asking him whether he expected a handshake or a hug. He was notably upset with how Styles made it seem like he was running the company. Before AJ walked away, he briefly glanced at the World Championship resting on Kazarian's shoulder, hinting that the two could fight for the title. Now that Kazarian is no longer the champ, it would be interesting to see if the former rivals would still face each other. LA Knight's recent update. LA Knight recently made a major appearance outside the world of professional wrestling. The megastar is currently absent from the Stamford-based promotion's weekly programming. LA Knight last appeared on television on the December 8, 2025 edition of Raw, where he helped Rey Mysterio when the latter was about to get hit in the face by Logan Paul's brass knuckles. Later in the show, Knight locked horns with Paul in a singles match, which ended in the Mavericks' favor, thanks to Austin Theory's interference. However, after the match, the Vision continued to attack the megastar and ended up sending him to the hospital. Since then, he has been absent from WWE TV. Amid his television absence, LA Knight shared an update on his whereabouts, as he recently made a major difference outside the ring. The megastar donated $20,000 to United Way of Washington County, Maryland. United Way Washington County's official Instagram handle sent a message thanking Knight for this generous donation, which will help the local community. They also shared a quote by the former WWE United States champion, in which he said that he was honored to receive the key to the city and believed that it was now his time to give back to the community. I was truly honored to receive the key to the city. Now it's my turn to give back to the community that has given me so much. I decided to make this investment because I trust United Way to allocate these funds where they are most needed. I hope that this contribution inspires others to consider how they can support our local neighbors in their own unique ways, said Knight. During a December 2025 edition of the Not Some Wrestling podcast, WWE personality Sam Roberts said that he believes LA Knight will receive the same push by the Triple H-led creative team that Jey Uso has been receiving for quite some time. Roberts added that Knight could even win his first world championship in the company this year. I think that LA Knight will be the one who kind of gets the Jey Uso treatment, meaning LA Knight will get pushed. We may even get a world title run out of LA Knight. I think that they are finally going to pull the trigger on LA Knight in 2026, Roberts said during the podcast episode. He said, "It remains to be seen when LA Knight will return to action on the Stamford-based promotion's weekly programming." Jacob Fatu helps Roman Reigns dethrone Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre has lost his WWE title match in a live event. This comes just days after he won his title last week, and it appears that he, unfortunately, is already picking up losses. Thankfully for McIntyre, the loss was by disqualification, so the star will retain his title despite an L on his record. However, now, the Scottish superstar's record is not going to be as immaculate as he would have wanted. The match was against none other than the former WWE champion himself, Cody Rhodes. In Newcastle, Drew McIntyre saw that things were not going his way and decided to get disqualified. He used illegal means to attack Cody with a low blow, which led to the match ending abruptly. Cody Rhodes won, but did not get the title thanks to the DQ. Triple H could be planning for something big at Mania this year. As the Scottish Warrior won the title 4 months before Mania, most probably, he will have to drop at Mania, or even before it. Who knows? Triple H can also book Drew McIntyre to stay as the undisputed WWE champion till WrestleMania 42, and then book him to drop it to Roman Reigns if he wins the Royal Rumble 2026. And in this title pursuit, Jacob Fatu can surprisingly come out and help his cousin beat McIntyre. This booking would hit 2 birds with 1 stone. It books a big feud between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, and the two can clash in a few PLEs before squaring off in a mega clash at SummerSlam 2026. Secondly, it brings Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns on a common platform, and Reigns can once again revive the OG Bloodline. The OTC one could get a debuting Zilla Fatu, and Jacob's brother Journey Fatu join the stable in WWE. The Bloodline storyline was a massive success, and Triple H could bring it back to life at Mania this year with this booking.